Okay, welcome to Gary's Coin Channel. We're going to do another Jefferson nickel hunt. Hopefully, we'll do a little bit better than we've been doing. If you are a hunter, bankroll hunter, you know how frustrating nickels can be. But every now and then, we find something nice we can put aside and feel good about it. But I'm going to go ahead and open these up. This is a 2-roll hunt. $4 worth of nickels and 80 nickels total. And they're from the bank, so you don't know what you're going to get. I've found buffaloes and war nickels. There are surprises every now and then. And a nice die clash I found the other day. I put it on a short video on my YouTube channel. You can see it. It's a 2001. Put a nice die clash on the reverse. So just doing a little preview here. I like to kind of spread them around. Nothing seems to really pop out. But what I'm going to do up here in the top left corner under the flag, I'm going to put anything I find interesting, and then at the end of the video we'll do a recap and pick them out. Anything really good, I'll do a short video of it with a little more explanation, and then you could review that. Before we start, please like and subscribe to my channel. It's free. You know, give me a thumbs up on the video. It always helps me out. I'm trying to build an audience, and yeah, we're all in it together. I was a beginner coin collector back in the 60s, 1968. Yeah, I'm not old. I'm 66 years old. I grew up when the silver turned to clad, and we used to still get a lot of silver in our change in the 60s and 70s. You know, and it dwindled down, and wheat pennies were very common. So anyway, here we go with the hunt. I'm going to switch over to the microscope view, and this is from the other day. I just did it to center my screen. Let me check my microscope. Alright, we're looking good. Alright, go back here. Wish me luck. And, you know, again, if I find anything, I'll be sure to put it away. I put it on the side. I go back. I gotta look at this one. 64. Let's go over here on my microscope. 64 Philly, no mint mark. You're not gonna have a mint mark there if it's a Philadelphia mint. Otherwise, it'll have a D or an S for Denver or San Francisco. And this is a Philly. So, back to the back. 23 Denver. Nasty scuff on it. And nothing on the reverse. 25 Philly. Nothing on reverse. We're looking for a common error, something that'll keep you jazzed about hunting nickel rolls, is to find the on the side of the building they have the die chips, the Beehive cuds they call them, and or you know, you could find regular cuds along the collar. I mean, they're really few and far between, but there are issues you can find with nickel hunting. And then, you know, your double dies, but they're very rare. And then you crack dies, you know, your cracks and you things like that. But yeah, the Beehive cuds, I kind of have a collection of them, but they're really not worth a whole lot unless you find something with a substantial size to it. Hopefully we'll find one here. Again, you can skip the video head right to the ending and look at the final rundown. We're going through these, as they are. These are not planted. Everything's straight from the bank. We'll try to describe the best we can with what's going on. It looks like this could be a worn die or a heavy pressing. You see the rim issue on the collar. It looks like it hit real hard. Sometimes that distorts the lettering. Is it an error? It's more of a mishap, and it could be caused by grease. You got issues with when you get a grease strike. You'll see like a little striation. Almost looks like waves in the water. Down here you could see it, and that's from grease on the strike. And the grease under pressure will actually distort the coin, and sometimes severely. So this is like the early stages of it. Does it really give this coin much value? I'm gonna say no, but it is different. That's what's going on. If you notice this indentation here along the collar, it's like a hard pressing. That's from the grease, or and hard press. But you can see there's evidence of grease. Not this. This is dirt. But yeah, that's what's going on here. They're neat to look at. As far as any value, no, there's no value really. Again, unless it was severe. You could say, heavy grease strike. 75 Denver. Let's move on. 22 Philly. Almost look like a die crack on the back. Starting. I put that one on the floor. I want to save it for later. 95 Philly. I was hitting my cord here. Alright, nothing there. Not so bad picking the coins up, bending down or squatting to pick them up. It's getting back up. You start getting certain age, it's like, man, your knees don't want to work. What do we have? 19 Philly. What do we have? 2015 Philly. (2016) Philly. (23) Philly. We got 64. That's clean strike. 64. See a few steps. I never quite understood the full steps on the 64, the big attraction, because if you have uncirculated 64s, they're full steps. So I don't understand that. I have to be honest, I don't get the 64 full step, people looking for them. But I'll bring it up. It's a very common date, actually. It's a very high mintage. 22p. Philly. Oh. Keep going. 17 Denver. Nope. Come on, Tom. 22p. Philly. 25 Philly. I just don't like the design of this coin. The eerie, the R's, I don't know, doesn't work for me. 22 Philly. Don't understand it. The one looking sideways worse. Yeah, 05, was it 04, 05, 2018 Philly. This, that one, it just, this one here, this one, just looks like, you know, he's like a Harvard graduate. He could be, I don't know. But I like the old nickels. 23 Philly. Let's leave them like they were. Like this here. That's a nickel. 84 Philly. Didn't have to change it. Another recessed strike. It's a hard strike from Greece. This is a hard strike. Nothing of value. On these you want to look to see if there's any clash, like the building showing up on this side, which there isn't. But if there was, then you know you have an error of somewhat value. It's very good error. It's just something that you might be able to sell. You know, if you're collecting them, collect 64. Snow on the steps. 2017 Philly. Nothing. 99 Philly. Nothing. 84 Denver. Nothing. Hold on. Oh wait, I gotta see what's going on here. Alright. I can't pause recording because I'm not. I have to just look at my settings real quick. Stream. Video. Oh, I gotta turn it off to change it, but I'm not set at the same size. I can't pause, so let me just keep going. No pausing. If I stop, I can't restart. I wanted to pause for a second. '78 Denver. I should check those settings before I do this. Nothing there. 17 Philly. Nothing there. 22 Philly. Nothing there. Another 22 Philly. Nothing there. '19 Philly. Nothing there. 22 Philly. 22 Phillies. Nothing there. 2020 Philly. '17 Philly. Oh, you see that on the left side of the building? That's evidence of, and it's on the right as well. That's evidence of the die crack I was talking about. That causes the Beehive cut, and you see it here as well, on the right. So let's just bend the coin up a little bit. You can see that's where you have a chip in the die or a die crack along the building, and they end up being the Beehive. So I could tell that's what that is, because That's where the beehives end up. So, is this an error? I guess you can call it an error. It's a mishap. So let's just put this one aside. You know, no excitement going on. Just for the review, so we can talk about it again. 2086 Philly. At the video summary. 22 Philly. Nope. Do the backside first. The coin aficionados. The reverse. One thing that always irked me. The coin aficionados. You know, the coin aficionados. They want everything to be correct. You can't call this the reverse. I mean, you can't call it the back. It's the reverse. And the same thing is, you can't call that the front. That's the obverse. How dare you call it anything else? That's that funny. Oh, God forbid you don't describe an issue correctly, and they jump down on you so hard. I don't know what it is about people in this coin collecting thing. There's some of the rowdiest crowd. Let me tell you. I mean, I'm okay. You know what? They have their passions and they want everything to be a certain way, you know, terminology, you know. I get it. And they take the numismatics very seriously. And I understand that. But sometimes they get a little too heavy with it. A little thick with that gravy. Learn it, bend a little bit. Been there. I mean, everybody's not an expert. Even some of the experts aren't experts. Yeah, they have knowledge, but you know, they just, the whole, when they start saying that, yeah, that's not an error, but, you know, because it's not written down as an error. But hey, why can't it be just that abnormal that it wasn't discovered yet? Right? I had a 24 Lincoln cent with an extra V on it. It was a little higher than normal, the normal 23s, but it was a V. And one of these experts came along, these aficionados, that can't be a V. It's a 24. I said, well, you're looking right at it. It's a 24. It's got a V on it. He goes, oh, that's not an error. I said, well, how can it not be an error? I mean, yeah, you know what? I'm not saying it's $1 million coin, but looks like a V to me. And it was one of those, the unicorn Vs, they call them. You know, you think you're seeing a V, but this one was pretty clear. It was actually very clear. I was like, and then, you know, they go down the path and say, well, only 23s had the Vs. I said, all right, well, maybe this was the what do they call them coins when they're not supposed to be? The transition coins, or the mule coins. That's it, mule. Yeah, this is a 23V, but it was made with the 24 stamp on it, the date stamp. Oh, yeah. And then they get upset. You know what? Just calm down. And it's like, you know, God forbid you call them out on it. And they get a little weird and defensive, and just take away all the fun. And then there's a lot of beginners that just don't know. They ask questions, and then they throw them down the drain, you know, the gutter. They say, oh, you can't ask that question because it's been asked before. Well, maybe they didn't see the answer before. And I run the, you know, U.S. Coin group on Facebook. This has got a neat finish on this 89p. Very mirror-like. Yeah, on the Facebook group, they're brutal. They beat them up, the beginners up. I don't believe in doing that. I just don't know what's going on with this coin. I mean, I've heard of the first strikes, when, the mint is still cold and machines are laying all night and they get like the first strikes in the morning and they start hitting the coins and they come out a little different looking. This coin's like really clean. It's a higher grade. You see full steps. It's got a nice toning, a goldish toning to it. 89 Philly. It's actually I don't see any clash going on, but if there was an error, I could be confident with saying, yeah, that's an error. This would be a nice coin to have. I mean, it's definitely a hard strike. You see the edging, where the cladding has been rippled by the impression of the die. And that's not really determined as an error. It's just a really hard, clean strike that dented the coin. It's that hard. So, what do we do with it? I'm going to put it aside. We'll look at it later. If you come across anything that's abnormal, put it aside. You'll get a second opinion. Sometimes it's nothing. Here you see the same thing going on, but this coin's got a little more circulation wear to it. But, it doesn't hurt. Just put it aside and reevaluate it, maybe look into it. And if you do hunt coin rolls, you know what I'm talking about. Your coins you put aside, that pile really builds up a lot. Sometimes you got to wean it down a little bit. And you're excited about getting to the next roll. So anyway, if you're not sure, just put it aside. Or if you see something that's different, put it aside and look into it. 70 Denver. You got the lettering going into the collar here. You don't see that too often with nickels, but and you see it on the left side too. Huh. Interesting. I'll put it aside. Just because it's in the collar. 2002 Philly. This is ratty, but does have evidence of grease. Very ratty. It's probably more worn dye than anything. And or it could be grease. The 5 cents in Monticello are pretty non-existent. And you could see evidence of the grease. It looks like ripples in the cladding. Get rid of it. Nothing crazy going on. 2000 Philly. Yeah, the broad stroke coins where the coins are the details running over the collar. That could be what's going on with that 70. You look at any other date, the Liberty is well off the collar. Just thinking, no broad strike. There's nothing there. No broad strike there. Just talking about it. Like broad strike, broad. You know what I mean? Not like that chick you dated in college. Ended up marrying. Just kidding. 23. It's like a runoff, the material runs off, or it's just, I don't know what's going on, but they call it a broad strike. you know, if you got offset strike. This one, it's right up to the collar. But it's just a nice clean, hard strike on the 80 Philly here. But nothing going on. We just try to, you know, play detective. See, you know, why did that happen? Why did this? That's good practice. You can even come up with your own theories. You know, just run it by other people in the forum. Say, is this, you know, question, is this a broad strike? Is this a clash? Is this die crack, a chip? Ask the questions. That's the best thing. The bottom line is, you're fascinated with coins. I mean, everybody who's in this business, or not business, but hobby, are fascinated. So if you see something unusual, you know, take a picture of it. If you got a microscope, take a screenshot and ask in the forum. If you don't know, it's U.S. Coin Collectors and Hunters Group, I believe it's called. But it's on Facebook. Put a link to it below the video. I'm looking at that coin. It's a mess. I'm like, what do I see? Nothing. 18. Just take a picture. It doesn't hurt to ask. You know, any coin aficionado comes along and starts saying, "Oh, it's worth 5 cents." Just ignore them. Some of them just like to get the, you know, razzle others and see if they can get a response. This almost looks like a beehive showing up on the left here. I mean, it could be debris, but that's kind of where they show up. I'm gonna pass on that. 7 Philly. Hmm. 75 Denver. You see more in the collar, but it's not an error. Almost looks like it could be a die clash working here. I see a little rippling in the cladding. There is evidence of grease strike. This is more PMD. If I have a die clash, I want to see a clean outline of Jefferson's head or the building on the other side. That's not what's going on here. Maybe in another mint era. Let's see. Nothing here. 21 Philly. You know, even here on my YouTube channel, if I make a comment that you don't agree with, you know, hit me up, say something. Or if you want a question, I'm not a professional. I'm not a certified coin, you know, numismatic specialist. But I do know what a coin should and should not look like. You know, there's a lot of vague terminology going on. So, but it's all about the discussion of what you see and what's going on. You know, naturally, if it's a serious error coin, you know, when it's obvious, you know, you move on. You know, you do what you got to do, whether sell it or get it appraised or graded, what have you. But the dialogue, you know, in this hobby, it's what it's about. You have an opinion about something, I'd say that's my cat's hair. I don't have hair. That's from the bank. Hey, talk about it. It should be a friendly and open environment. Most people are. Most people are nice. Boy, I'll tell you. I got more complaints about, oh, this one's being a bully, this one, it shouldn't be allowed. Like, you know what? I put him in a timeout chair in a corner, put him in a dunce chair for a day or two. And everybody, you know, they drink a little bit or something, they get a little mouthy or, you know, cool off. I don't want to punish anybody for being stupid or acting out a little bit. Everybody does it. It's when a tit for tat happens. It goes into a riot, a rumble. Cage match. There you go. Alright, last coin. 04 Philly. I saw the Louisiana Purchase on the back. I wish these coins had more errors. You know, at least it'd be fun to look for these. Say, you know, if you had like an AI finger, that'd be cool. Check them out really good, in case you do see something. It would be this one, and the Buffalo, and the Oh the Joy California coin. You really don't see much in the way of errors. Alright, that's it for the hunt, but it's time for coin review. We got the 70 Denver. It's a slight broad stroke, I don't know. It's running into the collar. It's not really considered a broad strike. It was broad struck. We're trying to figure out why that happened. I am leaning toward it was like a grease issue, a little bit more pressure on the die than normal. But value-wise, I don't think that. I mean, because a lot of the reason why this has no value because of the poor circulated condition. You don't see any steps at all, any definition of detail, especially in the middle of the coin, and all the nicks. But yeah, it was a fun one to look at. But going back to the bank, what else we got? The 89 Philly. Now this is slightly offset, very minor. But the reason why I put this aside is it's got a really rich gold toning to it. A very clean coin. You don't see any real damage in the field. It's a higher grade. And I was hoping to see an error with this coin, but unfortunately there isn't any, other than the indentation here on this side of the coin from the die, the bending of the cladding. It has full steps. There's a little bit of slight wear on the steps. So this coin has been in circulation, but it did not take a beating, which you know, it's a good coin for the coin book. It's just a nice condition for 89. And I mean, what I was saying earlier about the ones you put aside, you start isolating nicer looking coins. You end up with a pile of coins you really don't know what to do with. And this is one of them. There's no error. You can't list it, you know, on eBay or sell it. It's just a nice looking coin. In real life, it has a nice mint luster to it. I'm looking at it straight down from my view. And I'll go into the other view and take a really good look at it. Bring it up closer. You can see it has a nice, look at my shadow for my light, very nice luster to that coin. Alright, go back to the microscope. So I think I'm gonna put this one aside because I like the toning. Alright, Don't beat me up. I like the toning. It's the only reason why. It's got nice toning. 17 Philly. What did we see going on here? Oh, that was the die crack, the Beehive cut die crack. This is the beginning of it. I'm suspecting that the die, it's like a die chip, where the die itself chip on the edges of the building, and they're getting to a point where they're ready to flake off. The die's gonna flake off and leave, a void with material from the press underneath, similar to how a cut is formed on the collar. Comes up and it comes up along the crack in the shape of the chip. And these actually sort of look like beehives. That's why they call it the Beehive cut. It's more common on the left side of the building, but sometimes you see them so large, it'll go all the way down to here, from up here, and bump out pretty far. So if you find one like that, it's worth saving onto. But this is, again, the early stages of the Beehive, and being it's on both sides, that makes it even special. It's a double Beehive. But here you can see when I bend the coin, the changing in the clad, the definition of the clad. So, I honestly, this coin may have a little bit of interest value, but honestly, it doesn't. But I mean, it interests me. What can I say? I was pointing out the Beehive cut die chip. No, I could probably list it as and I'd say it's an era, a variety, early. It would be nice if both of these were full beehives, and then you might get 70 cents for it. But I'm gonna put it in my Beehive collection, because I know I could be very confident that that's what it is. It's the Beehive cut in the early stages. Anyway, we're done with that hunt. If you guys enjoyed it, please stick around. I'll be doing some more, and if I do find anything worthy, I'll make mention of it in the video. As well, I'll do another short video highlighting that coin. So if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Tag along. I like the company, and if you have any questions or comments, ask. In the comments below, or on the Facebook group. Below the video, you'll see a link to that Facebook group that I run, and it's getting very, very popular actually. So be sure to check it out. If you're not a member, if you don't Facebook, I have it open for non-members. The public can view it. You can even comment. So if you want to do that, you can do that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.